On a rototiller.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to start. So, welcome to our 2026 spring meeting. Yay, the garden is starting.
How many years have we been doing this?
Since 2009. Since 2009. Anybody who didn't grab a cookie, there are cookies over there. Check your information, please, on the database so I can fix anything if anything is incorrect. And if you didn't notice in the back over there, I did make a giant garden map. So if you want to kind of take a look there, you can kind of see the whole map that's out there. We haven't done that before, but we did it this year. Okay, so welcome. We are with, that's okay. The Friends of the Environmental Commission. The garden is run by the Friends of the East Brunswick Environmental Commission, and we are a nonprofit organization dedicated to environmental education. We run our famous salamander crossing, which I don't know if anybody had a chance to get out there, but that kind of just wrapped up. National Moth Week, which we'll talk about all these a little bit later. Butterfly Park, Free Cycle, which is coming up, and our East Brunswick Community Garden. It was a really successful migration this year. If you don't know what the spotted salamanders look like, this is a typical two spotted salamanders. He's saying hi, and when you go out there, it's really cool because the road is closed and it's nice and safe, and kids come out and they are, it's quite impressive. This was a giant bullfrog that was there. This year, my husband and I and the kids didn't see any salamanders, but we did see some amazing bullfrogs. So it was pretty cool. Free cycling is coming up. Many of you guys have volunteered. Part of your community service hours can be used for free cycle time. We need adults to help, and we do have that on the link that I sent you. It is coming up on April 18th this year. Anybody who would like to help, that is still open. Remember, you're going to get a copy of this, so if you want it, but we're still open and taking volunteers for that, especially for the last slot, which is like the cleanup slot and where we kind of go through a lot of stuff. We really need a lot of help for that. If you can't come, you may please bring your free cycling good reusable things that other people might want, not trash. We're not looking for trash, we're looking for free cycling. Drop off what you want and fill your car back up, and it makes us all really happy. Keep it out of the landfills.
What is the time for cleanup?
I'll find it. I think it's from 1:30 to 3:30. 1:30 to 3:30, I think, is the cleanup crew for that.
Okay.
Butterfly Park, if you haven't been there, this is one of our first projects that we did, and we, in conjunction with Boy Scouts, started the East Brunswick Butterfly Park, which is off of Great Oak Park, and it's a natural area. Plantings are there for butterflies to come. This is just some of the things that we do. I didn't mean to walk into you. Hello, how are you, Joyce? Okay, National Moth Week. It is a global citizen science project that was founded right here in East Brunswick by our people on the Friends Committee, and it has now gone nationally. The newest one, the next one this year, is July 18th to 26th. And communities around the world, you put out a white sheet and a black light or a light, and you go out and you see what's going to come to your light at night. It's pretty cool. There's National Moth. If you're interested, go to nationalmothweek.org for more information to be part of that. I think, if I'm correct, all of the dark is all the countries that have participated, so it's really cool. Let us know if you are interested in being on the Friends board. So all of these projects happen because of volunteers, and the more people we have are interested in volunteering and being part of the Friends board, the more things that we can do and more projects and things that we can put out there. Each of us on the board kind of take a different project that we spearhead. So if you're interested, please, we'd love to have more people and get involved in other projects. Now, Community Garden. We have been going since 2009. This is a cool aerial view of our garden. When we started the garden, we were only half the size. And then after the first or the second year, we went ahead and got permission from the township, and we have doubled in size. We were 108, I think we're like 185 plots. This is pretty amazing. The garden is run by an all-volunteer board. each of us take a different job to do and take care of it with the helps of everybody else. So if you're here, Paul, I don't see you. Paul, you'll see in the garden all the time. He's our caregiver. We have Elaine, wave, our social committee, and Peggy is here. And Savita, I didn't see you. Are you here yet? Nope, she's probably in the other meeting. Liti takes care of our paperwork, and she is our liaison between the Friends and the community garden. Joyce, whoa. Joyce is here. She is our donation queen, and I'm going to give you some time when we get to donations to explain how they're going to work. Anton, he spearheaded our wood replacement day last week, which was very successful. We got it all done. Everybody who needed the new wood, we have new wood out there. It was a great project. I am the plot manager. Mohammed is going out there looking for donations for us. He's going to see if we can get some things from Lowe's or from Home Depot or whoever. Vineet, I didn't see him. Are you here? He is not here at this moment, but he is going to take over our website. We are switching to a new website, or an old website that we're now new again, and I have the link, so we'll have a chance to see that, and take care of newsletters. Jean takes care of, Jean is over here. She's the one who records all the community service and keeps the record for us. Devi, are you here? She's going to be our new thing. We are going to be putting out weekly emails to everybody, which will have the QR code on it and some other information, so we'll have more communication as we go. And David is the president of the Friends, which oversees the whole project. Anita, I missed you. I'm sorry. Where are you? There she is. Anita takes care of not only the mowing and all the coordination of the mowing of the garden, also she takes everything and makes sure our Facebook page is up to date about everything that we have and what we're doing. We had, as I said, a really successful day. I had to put in some pictures because it was great. We had the wood delivered. We had a whole bunch of people there. We had youth council kids who were there to help too. And we were able to replace the wood. And, everybody should have nice fresh wood. If it was rotting, we tried to expose. Sometimes, some of them, the plant matter went over it. We tried to expose it. But we should be really good for this year. And we found a little critter. It's a little tiny toad. We had to, while we were there too, we dug up, the blueberries didn't do well last year. They weren't planted really well. So what we did is we turned it all over. We added compost to it. We dug it back in again. So our fingers are crossed that this year we'll have a better year with our blueberry plants. Youth Council volunteers were here. They were fabulous. Always want to thank the Youth Council. They come out anytime you ask, and these kids are just ready to help out in any way that we ask them to, actually. Oops, wrong button, sorry. And then while we were there, we had enough people, and we finished that. We were able to rake out the front of the leaves so the daffodils and the daylilies can come up in the front of the garden. The garden is full. I have started a waiting list. Again, in the back, you'll see that the garden is printed out there if you want to kind of see where your plot is. For anybody new, we have 3 gates. We have one here, we have one here, and we have one that's not on here over here by the compost area. This year we are locking the gates. They are currently locked, and I'll give it, the slide will show you what the combination is. The reason for the locked gates is every year we have an issue with produce kind of disappearing. Sometimes it's people outside of the garden coming in to come in and, oh, look at that pretty tomato, so I'm going to take it. Sometimes there are people who are saying that it's gardeners ourselves who are taking other people's produce. I don't believe that to be true, but we're going to test the theory here. We're going to have our locked gates, so all 3 will be locked, and that's really up to us as gardeners to make sure that they remain locked when nobody's there and that the locks stay in place and everything else. Plot assignments are going to be the same unless you asked me for something to be different. And if you're new to the garden, you'll see them on your plot assignments are there. You can locate your name, your plot assignment, and if you want to look at the map, you can kind of see where it is. Plots are identified, so up on the fence, you will see the letters and the numbers, so it's a grid. So, you know, A15, you just have to do the grid and you'll find your plot that way. One of the things that if you're in the garden, you're looking for community service and something to do, vegetation likes to crawl up the fence. We don't want vegetation to crawl up the fence, so you can take vegetation off the fence, and that's something you can do as your community service time. All gardeners are required to prepare your plots for the winter time. However, unfortunately, this rule does not always get followed, and sometimes it's a mess for the new gardeners. So what happens is somebody decides not to come back, they didn't clean up their garden, and now a new gardener has a plot full of stuff in there. Anything in your plot, new gardeners, it's yours. So if the other people left things, unfortunately, whether they left weeds this high, which hopefully there's not too many of them, those are yours to take care of, but sometimes you'll end up with tomato cages and everything else. It's yours, okay? This is one of the ones, we are sorry. This is how somebody left it, and they left, so this one, unfortunately, somebody has a little bit more work to do. They're really tall. This is why, for all of us, it's really, really important that we follow those rules and we clean up our plots in the wintertime. Not only is it unsightly, but if the plot turns over, if you choose to get a new plot, it's just not fair. This is how somebody left it, and now we're going to a new plot. The new person has this mess. Okay? So we are going to be taking care of that a little bit, but I do apologize for whoever's plot this is in advance. Okay? If there is a problem with your plot, please, please, please contact me. Okay? Go to the garden email, because sometimes I do make a mistake, and somebody might have gone in there and planted, and then we made a mistake with the garden plots, which is the other reason why I have it all out here to make sure. But if you get there and something looks a little funky, please let me know. Just email. I'll get back to you. I'll straighten it out. General information. We have shared spaces for perennials around the garden. We have strawberries, the blueberries we replanted, blackberries, all of these things. On our April 11th workday, we are going to be amending all of them. We're going to be digging them out. We're going to be making them all fresh. We've had the garden for a long time. Some of our things are a little non-producing or a little old. So we want to freshen everything up. So we're going to be doing that. During the community day last week, Peggy worked with a bunch of the youth council kids. We redid the whole herb garden. So the whole herb garden's being replanted. We're going to get all brand new stuff, start all over again. Okay, so we're going to do that to some of our other things on that service day. When we have community service days, please be respectful of everybody who's doing their community time, and don't work in your own garden plot at that time. That's something that did happen the other day, and it was like, oh, we're working really hard to get the plots all set, and then we have people who are just kind of watching us work, and that was kind of upsetting. Our fence, we put the fence in. It was purchased by the garden. The township was nice enough to actually install it. Nothing is allowed to be hanging on the fence. Again, if you see vegetation crawling up the fence, which it likes to do, please take time during your community service time and pick off those things. It happens, but the other thing that's really important, if you happen to have a plot along the border, do not put any supports along the fence. So you cannot use the fence as part of your support system. Okay, it's just not allowed. The township said no. We do have to respect and honor anything the township said. They're giving us the land and the space. Our grass paths. We love our grass paths. They're maintained by the gardeners. Be sure when you're weeding and when you're taking care of things in your plots, do not leave your debris in the grass paths. No rocks, no weeds, nothing in the path to destroy the paths at all. We want our paths to be nice. We will reseed and overseed for them. But any gardener who chooses to destroy the path is going to be fined, and we're going to have to ask you to leave. We've had people who actually rip out their entire area. And we're like, oh, please. Okay, so those are our beautiful grass paths. Excuse me. between the fence and the plots. If you are along the outside, again, there is an area between your plot. Ooh, I have this. Between your plot and the fence. This area is planted with daylilies and other perennials. This is not an area to store any of your things. This is to be left like this. But we do ask people who have these plots to maintain this area if it needs to be weeded or whatever, so it looks really pretty. Okay, but please be, there's a bit of grass area if you have to stand here, but this is all the daylilies. And again, on our community day, we'll probably be splitting some daylilies and putting them out of it. It looks so pretty when it all kind of comes up. It's great. We have 2 sheds. The shed with the red one that's in front of the garden. It looks like this one here. It was nicely painted by Catherine and family. Here it is up here. That is for anything that's in there is community. So there are shovels in there, there are rakes, there are hoes, there are all sorts of tilling things in there. Please take, use, and put it back. Okay? You do not have to bring your own tools unless you don't like the ones that are in there. But the things that are in that shed are community, so everybody can use them. You don't have to lug your tools and everything with you. If there is any problem, Peggy keeps a running list of things that need attention. Email Peggy, and Peggy will then pass it on to our either Facebook or the email that we're going to start sending out to people. We also have the mower shed, and this is located, if you're facing the garden, on the left. This is locked, and the only people of combination to this is the people who are mowing or weed whacking. So this has our wood chipper in there, our mow, our gas, the bigger equipment that's hazardous and stuff. If you are going to be somebody who volunteers your time to mow, Anita will give you the combination, work it out with you so you can mow and take care of that. But there's no access to this shed except if you are somebody who is going to take over those jobs and help with those things. Garden parking, we do have our own little parking lot, but keyword there is little. It has these planters here, and actually I took a picture but I forgot to put it in there. This is the bike path here, and there are rocks there, okay? Only people with handicap tags should be parking between this handicap one and the other ones over here. There's like 3 spaces there. Please don't park there unless you have a handicap tag. That's why they're handicap spaces. God bless you. If it is full, just park in the municipal lot over here and walk around. Just don't walk through the police parking lot. You just have to walk around it. If you needed to drop something off and then move your car, that's fine too. Watch out for those rocks. They're there so we don't run over people. Do you know that you were the one who was sitting there when you were a little boy? That's how he was sitting here playing. He was little, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do something so kids don't get run over, but it was you. So watch those rocks so that you don't hit your car and that kind of stuff. And please park facing only. Nobody wants your exhaust in their garden because this is right against the fence, and these people really don't want to have to breathe in your exhaust as your car is there. So please be respectful. Park in front first so that nobody has to breathe that in. Oh, that's interesting. That was a quick reveal. I didn't even know I did that. The gates are going to be locked. We have installed the combination. Make sure when you're leaving the garden, look around. If there's no one else in the garden, obviously lock it. If there is somebody else in the garden, flag them down, say I'm leaving to lock the gate. But the way it is that they're bicycle locks, so you can't get locked in. So you can access the code whether you're outside or inside. So it shouldn't be a problem if by accident somebody, you're weeding, somebody doesn't see you and they lock it. You're not stuck, okay? Hopefully it will work. We secured them so that they should not come off. We'll do the best we can. And this way, if it's locked, we don't have to worry about people stealing the produce and that kind of stuff. So please make sure you lock your gates and also close the gates so critters, as I'm going to show you, we have a critter issue. So you want to keep the critters outside and not in. So we want to make sure that we keep them closed. So even if you're taking materials in and out, make sure those gates are closed to keep the critters out. If you are walking around the garden and you happen to see any holes in the fence, let us know so we can repair them, obviously. We saw a rabbit. Was it with you? Yeah, we were in a plot. A nice rabbit was there, so hopefully he scooted out before he makes babies. Managing our waste. Trash goes in the dumpster. Organic matter goes in our compost area. Now, this was when we first made it. We did buy new fencing, and we are going to be fixing this again, and we'll put the compost numbers up. But each of these bins is where our organic matter comes. And when you get the email, we'll say it on the email, bin 2, put all your matter in bin 2 or bin 3, so you'll know where it has to go. We have some beautiful soil in there right now. It is in bin 1 and 2, although they look dilapidated, but they'll be fixed. You can take that. So as you're amending your plots, please take the soil that's in 1 and 2. Right now, 5 and 6 is new stuff, so it's not ready, but be my guest. Take 1 and 2. That's the purpose. That's why we have it. If you, at the end of the season, have anything that's diseased or dying or it's thick and really woody, that goes in the dumpster. Okay? We do not have a recycling bin. Recycling does not go in the dumpster. Take that home with you, please. This is an example of what not to put in there. So obviously, this stuff goes in the dumpster. Organic matter goes into our bins. Oh, there's Vineet. That's Vineet. I said that before. Okay, plot preparation. So I sent out this survey 2 weeks ago because we were kind of running with what are we going to do. In the past couple years, we've brought in some manure and kind of gone through that. So I said, I asked people, if it was free, do you want it? Of course, everybody said yes. If the next year, would you like us to raise the renewal fee to include it? And you can see that we got a 60-40 there, but then those of us on the board said, wait a minute. It's too much work for us to take a wheelbarrow full of compost to everybody's plot and dump it in. That's 180 wheelbarrows full. So we are not going to do it. In retrospect, we were like, wait a minute, good idea, not what we can't take on any more work. So you guys have to amend your own plots. So we're not this year bringing in the manure, we're not going to bring in compost, bring in whatever you want. We do give you some suggestions. Remember that we are committed to organic gardening. So whatever you bring in to amend, it applies to your fertilizers, any of your products. These are acceptable ones. This is all on the website, so you can see it there, and you'll have access to this also. This is a suggestion, peat, lime, whatever organic matter you want, but please make sure it's organic. Miracle Grow is not what we're looking for in our organic garden. Fertilizers and amendments, again, these are just kind of certain suggestions that you can use. There's a lot of suggestions out there. You can, do some research on it to see what you're going to use in your plot. We have wheelbarrows there. You can use, obviously they're on the side, anything else, but just bring your own amendments. Uh-oh. Melissa. Oh, there we, hold on. Weed control. Lots of things you can do for weeds. We get the potato bugs every year. Everybody's like, potato bugs. You can do different things. I mean, I'm a picker. So I pick off my potato bugs and I put them in a jar of water. Whatever you want to do, just make sure that you're doing something that stays with the theme of organic gardening. Do not use items that are unsightly. Remember, it's a community, so we want to make sure that our garden looks pretty and looks nice. And you will find, Vineet is working on the website, but you will find all this information on our Weebly website and additional information also. This year, community service recording is going to be done through electronic only. All gardeners have to volunteer a minimum of 4 hours, but the truth is, to make the garden really run and to be as nice as our garden is, we all need to do more than 4 hours. So please keep in your mind it's a minimum of 4 hours. If you do 40 hours, we love you even more. So it works. We are going to maintain a list through the email, Facebook, and on the side of the shed there are 2 whiteboards. If something needs to be done, you can just peek there and see. Think about it. The blueberries are going to need watering. The strawberries need watering. Everything needs weeding. The compost needs to be turned. There's a ton of stuff that needs to be done throughout the year. Not just the mowing, which needs to be done. Really important. In addition, if you see something, just do it. If you're not capable or able to do it, or it's something else, then we're going to let Peggy know, and Peggy will help organize what it is. Okay? And the QR code, this is the wrong spot, but you'll see the task list. These are different things that we need to do in our community area. This is the new herb garden that everybody worked on, so that's going to need help because it's down to nothing. We're going to replant the whole thing. Okay, so these are the 2 whiteboards, and last year we used it, water this or whatever it might be, cross it off when you're done. I want to get to my QR code, and then I'll go back to the compost queue. So our QR codes, it's going to go out. Right now we have it posted on the Red Shed, a couple different places around. It's really easy to use, and if you're not sure how to use a QR code, we did put directions of how to use it for an iPhone and how to use it for an Android. So it is there, but you basically point your phone camera at it, you hit the button, and your questions come up. And it's going to ask you for what your plot is. It's going to ask you what you've done, how many hours you did it. Every time you do a community service, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour and a half, you need to fill this out. It populates onto a data sheet that Jean has, and then Jean will put it onto our big data sheet so we have it, so that when we get to the end of the season, everybody knows what community service you're going to have. If you choose to do the $48 buyout, you can do that at any time. Just if you're doing it PayPal, please make sure that you put what your plot number is on it so we can give you the proper credit. If you would like to pay the $40 and do the 4 hours, it's wonderful. Please do. I just want to go back. Oh, wrong button. Compost crew. We need people to be part of our compost crew. It does not work unless you can move the compost, and it is a lot of work. But if a lot of us get involved and we move it, we'll get more nice soil so that we can use it for the next year. Soil 1 and 2 are available for anybody who wants it right now. Our next community work day is April 11th. This is what it looks like right now. Come on in. April 11th. These are the things we're going to be looking at on April 11th. We're going to redefine and amend the berry patches. We're going to plant the herbs. We're going to tend to the strawberries and the asparagus. Our figs, we've had figs, over to the one side since the beginning, and they have never produced a fig. Maybe 1. Maybe 2. It was the wrong variety of figs. So we have gotten rid of them. We actually boxed the 2 areas out, and we do plan to replant them with the variety that should produce in this particular zone. That is the plan. So we're working on that, so we should have those ready. We're going to, let's see. Oh, split and replant the fence line planting. That's for the daylilies in the front. We have to repair the compost bins, mow the paths, weed whack the paths. So we have a lot of work to do for anybody coming out on April 11th. And it should be 2026, sorry, not 2027. I do anticipate it being in the morning, but it could really be throughout the day, and we're going to talk to whoever's going to organize that and see. And if you have the task list, you just come out and kind of do that. Our grass paths and the grass common areas need to be mowed on a regular basis. We need people who will volunteer to do that and talk to Anita about that. We're going to go in a little different direction. I'll get to that slide in a minute on that. But please help use your community service hours and talk to Anita so that we can get the mowing done. The thing that we need to work on is that Anita's not mowing every time. So we need more people to help with the mowing. So these are things that we need. We need somebody who is willing to be our compost manager. Somebody who's willing, if you're interested in taking on that job and organizing people of how to move it. Mike Belzer did it 2 years ago. It was amazing, and the soil that's in there now is from all of his efforts 2 years ago. Okay, so we need Mike or somebody to work with Mike or somebody else to be like Mike, anybody for a compost, for us to make our compost really effective. Our herb garden manager, so we have restarted it, but we really would like somebody who would take that on to be the herb garden manager, to say, I will take care of that, I will take care of the people and organize the people to come and help with our herbs so that we can go pick our cilantro or our parsley, and that's a thriving area. Kind of got neglected. And this is brand new. We are looking for a committed person, 18 years old or older, to actually get paid to mow our garden twice a month. So if we have our community service people mowing, great, and then we need more help. So we did talk to the township. You do have to be 18 years and older. If anybody's interested in taking this on, please see me. We will. This is a paid position. Okay, so we don't usually pay. We'll talk, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it at the end. It's only
it doesn't have to be a gardener. If you know somebody who might be interested in this summer job, let us know. Yeah,
right. That's where, yeah, it doesn't have to be a gardener. And it's only 12 times. So gardeners are going to do it most of the other time, but there are times over the summer that it's just, we need more help. So we, as a board, has decided that this is one of the things that we want to, pay to get help. We just need more help with that. Donations, Joyce.
Hi guys, I'm Joyce. You may have seen me scanning the Facebook group, but yeah, there is a lot of excess produce in our garden that I guess people can't really use because there's just so much of it. So we have a solution, and that's our lovely donation bin at the very back of the garden. We pick up 2 times a week on Thursdays and Tuesdays, and 3 times. Sundays too. Basically whenever we're at the garden, which is pretty often. So if you have excess produce that you would like to be donated, we donate to the Aldersgate Community Outreach Center, which actually supports a lot of families in East Brunswick. So yeah, you can donate in this box right here. Don't be shy. It's very fresh, and people will get it the same day as you donate, a lot of the time if you choose to donate during those times. And yeah, it's a really great opportunity to give back to our community, I will be leaving to college next year, so I will not be around to collect donations, but we have some future plans. So I'm going to turn it to Shawan, he's a junior, he's going to be managing our donation system next year, which is super exciting,
All right, hi everyone. So my name's Shawan, and to give some background information, I've been a garden member. My parents have been garden members for tons of years. Yeah. So for donations, we obviously have donations at the East Brunswick Community Garden, but we also have donations at the Trinity Presbyterian Church. So in the future, I want to plan to expand our donations to other churches and even some elementary schools, so parents can donate their produce to the people, and we can help even more people that needs these produce. Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention that we've been doing this for the past 2 years, and I don't know the exact number, but we've gotten over 1,000 pounds of donation, which is really cool. And this is all of the stuff that you've been donating for so long, which is actually amazing. Those went to real people that were able to make use of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we want to keep it up. So we don't want to see any rotten fruit on the vines. We want to, if you can't if you're going away or whatever, stick it in the donation box. If you know you're going away or something's going on, you can also email us and say, hey, can you pick our plot? And we will put it into the donation box. We know it's going directly to people in our community who need it. So thank you for all your efforts. Thank you for taking it on. And it's a really important part of our community because, again, this is our community garden, and we're all helping each other out with fresh produce. I'm really having trouble with this clicker. Okay, our community rules, our garden rules. So all of you have been on the website. All of you have agreed to our garden rules. So I'm not going to read them all over again, but there are a few I definitely want to highlight. It's very anticlimactic.
Point that.
Point it where?
At the computer, whatever.
Ah, did that work? Okay, our plots need to be kept orderly, and it's really important that they don't interfere. Your growing doesn't interfere with your neighbor. So you have to plant your plants, first of all, that are 8 inches in from your border, and that's so your plants do not bother somebody else's. Also, you have to plant on the right side, right? Or if you're trellising, you want it on the right side so that the sun can come up and you're not shading your neighbor.
Or the left side.
Or the right. You have to be cognizant that
At the shed. The left side.
the left side. You have to be cognizant that this is a community and that everybody has this 10 by 10 plot. You don't want your stuff to be messing up with your neighbor's stuff. So please be aware of that. There is no smoking of any kind in the garden. There are no pets in the garden unless, of course, it's a service animal. Don't bring your dog or guinea pig or whatever in, okay? Please do not pick other people's produce. The trellises are an issue, okay? Our trellises have a maximum height of 5 feet. I am 5 feet tall, okay? Trellises cannot be any taller than that. They are unsightly. You can't even reach them, but they have to be 5 foot tall. The other thing that I didn't put on here that's really important, when you make your trellis, it has to be 8 inches around all the way. That includes your supports. There's been so many times that people put their trellis support and the extra piece is sticking out, and you walk by and you get cut or it hits you in the face or something like that. You need to make sure your trellises are within your boundaries, 8 inches in, all the way around your plot. Install your trellis on the right side of your plot. More importantly, don't shade your neighbors with whatever you're doing. This works, by the way, David, pointing it actually at the computer. Okay. So this is a border here. These need to be 8 inches in all the way around. The 8 inches serves a few purposes. One, it gives room for your plants to grow without bothering your neighbor. And two, if you have to step, there's a step in place. So please be respectful of that and make sure things are the way they're supposed to be. Oops, this way.
May I suggest something?
One minute. Perennials do not belong in your plots. So these are 2 that I just took last week, and we're actually debating, I think we might dig them both out, but you're not to have perennials in your plots. If you want to grow perennials, this belongs in the herb garden. Okay, if you want to grow perennials or you have something in particular, let us know because there are spots that we can stick them, but keep them out of the plots. Okay, plots are not for perennial plants. Annuals only. This is a really old one, but it's a goodie. This was, I think, the second year that all these things ended up in a plot. What did we do? This person left the garden. If you are facing the garden next to A1, all these things have been planted in their lovely perennial area. Okay, so don't put them in the plot. We don't want perennials in the plot. Well, but the bookshelf isn't there, but the other plants are there. Please don't put the things in the plots. We'll find another spot if you have a particular perennial that you want. Okay, here's our red alerts. Ding, 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 ding. We are a community. Our rule is happy gardeners for everybody. If there are violations, we are going to fine you. Okay, and what does that mean? You won't be allowed to come back into the garden. We just really want our garden, and people who've been in the garden a long time, I see you shaking your heads like, yeah. There are probably 90% of us follow all the rules. That other 10%, those are the ones who are getting ourselves cut, or they're messing up our paths and that kind of stuff. We don't want that to happen. So please make sure. Look at this. This is a beautiful plot. Okay, this is a winterized plot. This is what it's supposed to look like. Winterized plots are not supposed to have any verticals sticking up. Okay, this is what we want it to look like. This is a beautiful plot. These are ones we just took. I took these pictures last week. Okay, these are you might look and say, that's my plot. Yeah, is that? That's mine. These are the acceptable plant supports. See, this one's one of these little curvy things. Okay, they're only 5 feet high. They don't shade anybody. They're not bothering with anything. This is not an acceptable plot. Wintertime, spring, or summer. Okay? We do not want our plots to look like they are just a wreck like this and unkempt. And we have had rodents. And not just rabbits, rodents like yucky ones. Okay? Containers that have water in, this happens all the time. People leave these containers and then we have extra mosquitoes and stuff in the garden. Please do not leave open jugs of water, in the garden. If you bring special juices to the garden, be my guest. Don't leave them there. Take them home. Okay, leave them in your car, but don't leave unsightly things. And please remember, organic is what we want, but not so organic that it's human organic wastes. Okay, we just don't want that. Obviously. These are other messy plots, and as you said, every year I was like, wow, I can't believe that they're being left like this. Please, this stuff goes home. In the summertime and in the wintertime, take it home. That is a fish tank, yes. I think somebody was using it for like a terrarium kind of a thing.
Junkyard.
I didn't say that. But as we said, these are things that we want to avoid, please. Okay? This is how somebody left their plot this year. This is not acceptable winterized. Okay? All verticals need to be flat. Taken home or flat. Okay? This is an example of people who they're not the 8 inches in. Okay, you got to put it in the 8 inches. I already explained why. So that's just an example. And I kind of like to show real pictures. This is also not acceptable. This person will not be returning to the garden if this happens. So it's just, and this is what I'm talking about with the trellises. That is just an eye poker. We don't want to do that. We've been mowing, and Anita will say it too. You walk by and you get scratched and cut, and please be respectful of all of those things for us. Any gardener who does not clean out and prepare their plot will not be allowed to come back. We did institute this year $40 fines for people who did not winterize properly. So if you wanted to come back, you have to pay that fine. Of course, we do know that if somebody decides not to come back, and then that's where we have the mess of that other plot that I showed you. So please just remember, this is a community. We're all in this together. We love it. I got cookies for everybody, You want to make sure that we all just follow the rules so we're all happy and nobody has any issues here. Again, some unacceptable cleanups. And when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, it's a mess. Look at this. This is what they're supposed to look like. And some people put clippings and things like that. Some people just clean it out. But this is what it should look like in the wintertime. This person was fined. Okay, so this is somebody who did not take down their verticals, and this is what it looked like last week. This one too, did not take it down, and this is what it looked like. And it's just not what we are being given this property and this responsibility. The township has entrusted us to do this, so we need to make sure that we are respectful for the town. We don't want people to be driving by and they're like, what's that junkyard over there? So we have to be really respectful of all of those things. Again, these are the things that will be fine. I'm not going over them again because we said it. You all see this again just to make sure that you follow those rules. Okay, here are the important things. All plots have to be turned by April 26th. Okay, you don't have to plant anything, but you got to turn it in, dig it in, amend it, do all that. But we do have to be planted by May 17th. So you have to put something in the ground. If these things aren't done by May 17th, I've got a waiting list. I will say your plot is not planted. Somebody else is dying to get in there.
It's on the 17th.
What's on the 17th? Oh, the East Brunswick Grow Plant Swap is on the 17th too. Perfect. Okay. But as I said, I'll turn it over to somebody else so that other people can enjoy the plot. So please, be good with that and make sure. Water should be on the middle of April. I don't think it's on yet, but we just put a call into the township. They'll put the water on for us. The township does provide the water. We provide the hoses and the spigots and everything. So we will check them and make sure they're all in pretty good working order, and hopefully perfect working order by the time they go on. But if there is a problem, that's where you have to let us know, because each of us use, I might use the hose over here and have no idea that the one over there is leaking. So if you're out of hose and it's leaking or the spigot's messed up or something, email us so Peggy and Paul or somebody can get out there to fix it. Okay, that's really important because we each have our own plot also, so we don't go to all of them. If you need to leave the garden for any reason, life happens, we get it, just email me so I can give it to the next person on the list. If your plot is unkempt and you have abandoned it, after I will give you notification, and if that's the case, then I will also turn it over to somebody else, because I said we've got a waiting list of people who really want to get in. So introducing Thirsty Thursdays. So we did this a bunch of years ago. We used to have Weeding Wednesdays. But we're going to be doing June through September. Come meet at the garden, be a community, bring something to drink, meet some friends, grow together, have fun, just meet there. And we are an example of East Brunswick as a whole, so let's be more of a community and come the second and fourth Thursday of the month, 5:30 to 7:30. Enjoy, bring a chair, and enjoy each other's company. On the website, Vineet has put a calendar, and these things will be put on there, and on your emails, they're going to be out and say, come enjoy Thirsty Thursday. And if there's any other theme, we'll add to that. We're also doing our social Saturdays, just in case you can't do it on Thursdays. We have the third Saturday of the month from 4 to 6. Meet at the garden. These might turn into maybe a little nosh, a little snack. We don't know yet. Dig into the garden, sip a drink, grow some friends. Okay, so make it more community, get to know everybody. It's fun. We're very excited. Garden newsletter will come out throughout the summer. Please, if you have cool pictures, good stories, anything, send it over to Vineet so he has more content to go into the newsletter. Vineet, wave your hand because you weren't there before. There we go. Okay. And his email is on here. Our website. This is our new website. It's our old new website that is under construction, but it has a lot of really good information. So all the acceptable products that I had on the things on here, so all you have to do is click on here. Our calendar of events is March. You're going to put it, Vineet will put it on there.
It's there, Joyce.
What?
It's there.
It's there?
Yeah, if you go into June, you will find it.
Can you go back on the website address? Because I didn't catch it.
What do you need from the website?
What? The website, there is.
The address? Yeah, I'll go back. And so you'll see that we'll be posting things on here. That'll be on there. There are interesting links. Whoops. The garden rules, if you want to review them, are there. There's gardening tips in here. So all sorts of different ideas and things if you need to peruse it. Companion planting guides. If you have something interesting that you want to share, send it over to Vinny, and he can upload it and put it in. We'd love to do a donations page, Joyce, and add to that. You guys, that might be cool. We do have posted some of our very old newsletters. We're going to put the newsletters on here too, and there's different information. So go to this particular website. Let me go back here. Here it is, East Brunswick Community Garden.weebly.com. So that's where another spot that we can find more information. It is under construction right now, but it will grow just like our garden. Oops, this way. Oh, okay, and just to communicate, please understand that we're all volunteers. We are looking of everybody to help and to volunteer. If you have any problems, please reach out and email us or talk to a board member. Please do not use public forums, Facebook, and things like that to ask personal questions or to bash us or anything else. If you have a problem, please just email us and keep the Facebook page as a happy place for everybody to see what's going on. Okay, and I think I am done.